You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. Got three important topics today. We're going to be talking about rate cuts. We're going to be talking about a huge winner in another deep sea mining company, an $80,000 winner. And then I want to talk about Ethereum because Ethereum is making a really big move, but all the stocks that hold Ethereum in their treasury, that's what we're watching because that's what we're going to try to value. So I got the chat open. I did ask this morning who's locking in some big wins this morning because so far we've sent 4 trade alerts to cover trades in our open portfolio. So well done. Let's go over those trades. I got the chat open. Really appreciate everybody joining. Let's have some fun. Okay, guys. I'm going to start right here because this is pretty significant. And why this is significant is if we look at the probability of rate cuts, this has gone directly from the CME site, CME.com. You can find this information. The probability of a rate cut, boom. 91.9%. 1 week ago, guys, it was just 80%. 1 month ago, it was 60%. It sure as heck looks like a rate cut is finally coming. What does that mean? A rate cut is finally coming. What does that mean? Who's going to do well? Well, small caps, guys. Small caps should do really, really well once they start lowering rates. Before I get to that, I want to show you right now. This is just looking at the NASDAQ tech stocks relative to small caps. Okay, going back to 2020, the NASDAQ has grossly outperformed small caps. Here, NASDAQ went lower, small caps went higher. NASDAQ right now is the highest that they've been in the last 5 years relative to small caps. NASDAQ is so unbelievably strong. Guys, the IWM, the small caps, they will have their day. I promise they will have their day. I'll move on to the next topic. Because the next topic, we had a phenomenal trade in a little baby company called Neo Corp. Ticker symbol NB. Let me get a show of hands, guys. Who had some NB? Livy had some NB. She made 150% on her NB position, but it got even better. Here, I'll show you what NB is doing right now. NB is up 10%. It's a $340 million market cap company. The U.S. government invested $10 million in this company yesterday. They came out with earnings. They were 8 times better, their earnings this year than same time last year. It's a $342 million market cap company. But look at this, because James goes big. James, 97% in NB or 80,000 smackers. Who wouldn't mind waking up to $80,000? So I love hearing that. That is such a freaking cool trade. And this was just getting creative. NB, I think we shared this trade about $3. Last trade today, $4.70. So very, very cool trade. Really well done. New topic. Now look, just a bunch of stocks here, right? And they all move together, okay? They all move together. These are oil refiners. Okay? I'm going to erase this because it doesn't look good. These are oil refiners. And so we have Velo, we have MPC, we have PSX, we have Dyno. 4 refiners. Refiners are correlated. Notice how they move together, okay? Once in a while, one of them will get a little expensive relative to the other ones, and then it'll trade back in line like it does there, okay? Now, refiners follow what's called the crack spread. The crack spread is the profit margin for all of these refiners, okay? So this next chart, this shows the profit margin, this yellow line. Now, when I talk about this, even sometimes talking to my colleagues, people will say, well, it's really boring. Nobody really wants to trade refiners. We want to trade AI stocks and quantum stocks, but boring is what pays the bills. So watch. If the yellow line is the profit margin and the profit margin is going way higher, what's going to happen down here? They're all going to catch up, right? That's how this trade works. When the profit margins are strong, you can get long refiners, and they're usually going to be a pretty freaking good trade. Well, what we did when the profit margin sold off the last time, this thing, we sold this blue line, MPC. Notice it was all going up. Then the profit margin started to sell off. So we sold MPC. And the exact trade that we did was right here. We shared this with everybody. We did this in our free portfolio. And 723, we did the trade right here, MPC. And then we took off the trade right there. Ended up making about 50% on the trade. Some of you guys did better. Some of you guys did worse. Very, very cool. But now, look what's happening. If I go back to the previous chart, look. She's going back up, right? It went down. We had a trade. Now, the crack spread is starting to roll over and starting to trade higher. So when we see that, now we may consider a trade. Maybe Velo. Maybe PSX. Those right now are inexpensive relative to the crack spread. I want to pull up, not this. I want to stop here. Does that make sense, guys? Sometimes I get very concerned that this gets too complicated too quickly. But if I just look at our refiners now, right here, they're all down, right? DK, CVI still. So right now, like if MPC sold off in the middle of the day, that would be a trade. So right now, I don't love these, but I'm starting to like them. If this continues to go higher, then these become an absolute no-brainer and trades that we want to do. So really, yeah, it's a great trade. It's reliable, and we always want to look at these divergences. Next topic. I talked about this topic yesterday. Hey, if you have not yet tried the investorplace.com/challenge 2025, hop in there. It's the most affordable way to try out what we do. It gets you into the community for under $100. And I believe that I can teach anybody to trade options within 7 days. And that's what we do at the challenge. More importantly, I don't know, more importantly, but equally as important, Ethereum. Ethereum, strong like bull. I shared this yesterday, but I want to explain exactly what I did. BMNR, SBET, and BTCS, they all have ETH in their treasury. Think like Michael Saylor's company, MicroStrategy, but instead of doing it for Bitcoin, they are doing it with Ethereum. So this is how much Ethereum they hold. This is the value. This is the value of the stock right now. Okay? Notice how inexpensive BTCS is. BTCS this morning was trading 440. It ran up to 490. These are very, very volatile. And it came right back to 440. SBET, the same thing this morning. Ethereum's really strong. It ran up to 2450. It just sold off to 2230. Last trade 23. But right now, SBET at 2177. You're literally buying the company for the value of the Ethereum that it owns. BMNR trading at 100% premium. SBET trading at a 10% premium. And then BTCS trading at 440 at a 20% discount to the price of Ethereum. This is how we're going to value Ethereum going forward. We're going to value the coin, but we're also going to look under the hood and see what companies own how much Ethereum and try to back in the value to try to get really good trades. Got any more slides there, JR? I don't think we got any more slides. All right. So guys, I hop on live every day, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you try the challenge at investorplace.com/challenge 2025. What I always do is I hop off for our all access members. And for everybody else, have an awesome weekend. And we'll see you guys live Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Hey everybody, hop